At the fantasy-free economics blog, economist James Quillian explains complex economic and political issues in just a few sentences. James also teaches natural law. If you like these messages, subscribing to the Fantasy-Free Economics channel will ensure others see them. Here is James Quillian.
Hi, I'm James Quillian. It has been regularly suggested that government spending should be reduced. Talk continues, and after almost 300 years, government spending has never been cut. There is only one way it is possible to cut government spending, and that is to force the rich to pay a very high tax rate. And yes, you heard me right. The country needs to tax the rich until they can't see. Tax the rich at a staggering rate and government spending will start to shrink. Government will get smaller and smaller and smaller. As the situation is today, for every dollar the billionaire class spends on taxes, they get more than $1's worth of benefits in return from government. The billionaire class benefits so much from government spending, they spend countless millions of dollars lobbying to get government to spend even more. The billionaire class also lobbies to rig markets and force ordinary citizens to buy their goods and services. So what happens when the rich are forced to pay an extremely high tax rate? If government costs the billionaire class enough, they will lobby to cut government spending and make government smaller. As it is, the primary use of government today is to pass legislation that transfers wealth and income from the bottom of the food chain to the top, and to protect the rich from the competitive forces of a free market system. In the United States, lobbying efforts are huge and they are growing. There has never been a day in history when the rich have lobbied to cut the size of government or to cut spending. These are the same billionaires who lobby for everything else, and they get what they want. Now, do not think this approach is about hating the rich. This is not about soaking the rich. This is about taxing heaviest the group which causes and benefits most from government spending and the growth of government. This is about making free market competitive forces apply to everyone. This is about creating an incentive for the rich to want to economize on government spending rather than using government to pass for-profit legislation. Yet conservatives in the country are bound and determined that someday government spending will be cut. But with the nation's conservatives, there are conditions for cutting spending. Most notably, spending will be cut provided no laws are repealed and no government agencies are closed. So, how is it possible to cut government spending? Now, it won't take me but a few sentences to explain this. That's what I do at Fantasy Free Economics. Explain complex economic and political problems and issues as well as give solutions in just a few sentences. Now, the only way it is possible or ever will be possible to cut government spending is to tax the rich until they can't see. That is because the rich, especially the billionaire class, benefit from both growing government in size and increasing spending. The rich spend countless dollars hiring lobbyists to convince Congress to pass laws that transfer wealth and income in their direction. As the situation is today, The primary activity of government is that of rigging markets and capturing customers for politically powerful people. Every law on which Congress votes is a business venture for the parties who pay lobbyists to write the bills and get them passed. The most popular path to wealth today is to work through government to protect oneself from the competitive forces of the free market system. The effect of heavily taxing the rich will be to make the cost of government high enough to them to dissuade them from using government as a tool for making profits. When that is done, it will be in the economic interest of the rich to make government small and more affordable. This is nothing but a simple math problem. We identify the group that benefits from big government out of proportion to everyone else. Then we look for the group that insists on more spending and always gets their way. In both cases, that turns out to be our country's richest citizens. Currently, there are no incentives to reduce spending. Taxing the rich creates that incentive. As it is, every dollar the rich pay in taxes, they get more than $1 back in benefits. Warren Buffett might get $1.20 back for every $1 he spends in taxes. That may be a little high, but the illustration is correct. The rich need to be taxed at a high rate to make it worth their while to hire lobbyists to reduce the size of government rather than making profits by making it grow. That is how you cut government spending. Tax the rich to the point to where they give up their government for-profit initiatives and lobby to reduce spending instead. I'm James Quillian.